Did you know colorectal cancer can be prevented by a change of diet, exercise, and carcinogenic exposure? Preetha Anand, as well as other scholars from the University of Texas Medical Anderson Cancer Center, note that potentially more than 10 million people worldwide can be affected each year. Now, let's explore how. The human diet is an essential aspect in maintaining overall metabolic health, but who knew it could help prevent colorectal cancer as well? Anand mentions in her meta-analysis that diet can be linked to as many as 70% of colorectal cancer cases. And here are a few reasons why. According to a meta-analysis of American biochemist Bruce N. Ames, the intake of micronutrient folic acid in fruits and vegetables and micronutrient vitamin E reduce the incidence of colon cancer. Why, you ask? Ames explains. In the case of fruits and vegetables, an important thing to remember is that, according to Ames, they have a multitude of protective constituents, and one of these components is vitamin B9, otherwise known as folic acid. Approximately 10% of people in the United States are folate deficient. This type of deficiency leads to an insufficient methylation of uracil to thymine, one of the building blocks of human DNA, and then breaks in the DNA strands. A semi-quantitative food frequency questionnaire performed by Harvard Medical School professor Edward Giovannucci and his team also concluded a strong correlation of folate deficiency and methyl deficiency with colorectal neoplasia, or abnormal growth of tissue. In other words, keep up on those servings of fruits and vegetables. The folic acid will help prevent the start of colorectal cancer in the future. Now on to the second constituent, vitamin E. Vitamin E is not mainly sourced directly from fruits, but is mostly consumed from vegetable oils and nuts. The compound consists of 8 different forms, all of which serve as a fat-soluble antioxidant. This means that, according to Ames, vitamin E deficiency leads to radiation mimicry. DNA is subsequently oxidized into aldehydes, which can be mutagenic. A case control study performed by University of Washington professor Emily White and her team showed that people who took an average of 200 international units of vitamin E supplements per day per 10 years were approximately 57% less at risk for colon cancer than those who didn't take vitamin E supplements. So similarly to folate deficiency, vitamin E deficiency is just as important to avoid. Keeping a consistent diet of necessary fruit, vegetable, and nut servings are essential in the prevention of colorectal cancer. However, vitamin D is also an essential micronutrient that can help prevent colorectal cancer. A University of Maine cancer research team, which includes Betty Ingram, cite that vitamin D receptors can be found on colon cells. They say the active form of vitamin D, called calcitriol, plays a vital role in the process of apoptosis, or controlled cell death, which eliminates neoplasia. Their meta-analysis shows that ingesting fortified foods and supplements within the 1,000 to 4,000 international units range will produce healthy serum levels, or levels within the blood plasma, of 25-hydroxyvitamin D, its inactive form. Ingram concludes that the higher dietary intake and serum level of 25-hydroxyvitamin D attenuates incidence, as well as mortality from colon cancer. That being said, make sure to add some fish, egg yolk, or liver to your breakfast every once in a while. If liver isn't on the menu, Ingram has found that 5 to 15 minutes of sunlight on the arms, legs, and face between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. will also do the trick. Your gut will thank you in the long run, and eating fortified foods and supplements isn't the only way colorectal cancer can be avoided. Lifestyle choices such as the use of drugs, implementation of exercise, and carcinogenic exposure also play a role. Anand cites the work of German alcohol researcher Helmut Karlseitz in his findings that high alcohol intake is a form of drug abuse widely accepted as a risk factor for colorectal cancers. Giovannucci also concludes in his research that alcohol could influence methyl group availability, which also leads to breaks in DNA strands. So, beware of what substances are going into your bodies, because partying too hard becomes reality in the case of colorectal cancer. Exercise and obesity naturally come hand in hand. The effect of a good workout regimen can go a long way, as far as preventing colorectal cancer in the future. In fact, exercise has been found to be the most highly researched in affiliation with cancer of the large bowel, according to David Batty, research fellow in epidemiology. He has concluded from meta-analyses and systematic reviews that both men and women experience about half the incidence of colon cancer as those who do not stay physically active. University of Valencia professor Salva Mena and co-authors mention in their mini-review that obesity is closely correlated with chronic inflammation in the colon. This causes an oxidative environment in which DNA damage acts as a promoter of carcinogenesis, or the initiation of cancer formation. The last example of an environmental carcinogen is explored by postdoctoral researcher Ava Pajarokatula and others. In a review of Streptococcus bovis biotype I subspecies S. galolyticus, and its association with colorectal cancer, Pascaro concludes that more than 50 years of clinical research has linked an infection with S. galolyticus to the promotion of colorectal oncogenesis, so try your best to stay healthy. This opportunistic pathogen won't hesitate to put you at risk, so you shouldn't hesitate to take necessary measures of defense. In summary, choices that you make in your lifetime now can drastically affect your future health. Modifiable lifestyle changes like change in diet, amount of exercise, and environmental conditions can help a ton. Hopefully, this video enlightened you to a few ways your choices could very well prevent future colorectal cancer.